Okay, think about your morning routine for a sec. Did your smart speaker give you the news? Maybe an app suggested that perfect song for your commute.
Yeah, or maybe like a quick grammar check, polished off an email.
Exactly. Chances are you're using artificial intelligence, AI, every single day, often without really thinking about it. But what if that same kind of powerful tech could, fundamentally change how we learn, how we teach right in our classrooms?
Hmm.
Welcome to Deep Dive. Today we're taking a serious plunge into AI in education. And this isn't some sci-fi far-off future thing. It's really about a present-day transformation happening right now in schools, colleges, all sorts of learning environments.
That's absolutely right. And look, to help guide us through this, it's a complex topic, but really vital. We've pulled together a pretty robust stack of sources. We're drawing insights from, big reports by the U.S. Department of Education, academic reviews from places like LearnWise, Rahuni Melissa et al. We've also got fascinating real-world case studies from Digitalify, and even some candid discussions from online spots like Reddit.
Yeah, those Reddit threads can be quite revealing. So our mission for this deep dive is pretty clear.
Yeah.
We want to unpack the most important bits of knowledge for you, explore the honestly exciting opportunities AI brings for learners and teachers, but also confront the critical challenges because they're definitely there, and sort of chart a course for using it responsibly and effectively. Get ready for maybe some aha moments. We hope it leaves you feeling well-informed and, ready to engage with this whole changing landscape.
Definitely.
So let's start maybe at the beginning. When we talk about AI in the classroom, what are we actually defining? Because I think for a lot of people, it's still a bit fuzzy. Maybe just fancy ed tech.
That's a great place to start, yeah, because it's so much more than just basic educational technology. The U.S. Department of Education's report clarifies it pretty well. AI involves these computational methods designed to act independently towards a specific goal. So it's not just rigid programming. It's about systems making inferences, based on theory or patterns they find in loads of data. Basically, learning and adapting.
Learning and adapting.
Right.
What really struck me is how this changes the way we actually interact with the tech. Like, forget just typing on a keyboard. The Department of Ed points to a future where we're talking to AI assistants, drawing, uploading images, even video as input.
Yeah.
And what we get back are these dynamic conversations, tailored suggestions, automatic annotations. It sounds much more, natural, almost human-like.
Precisely. And that connects to a really key concept, intelligence augmentation, or IA. Gartner, the research firm, they put it nicely. IA is a design pattern for a human-centered partnership. The goal isn't AI replacing us, it's assisting people, enhancing cognitive performance, learning, decision-making, especially when we're feeling, overloaded.
Empowering, not replacing. Got it.
It's about empowerment, yeah.
Okay, so we're talking advanced adaptive systems. They work with us. But why is this conversation so urgent right now? What's really driving this push today?
Well, there are a couple of big factors, I think. First, educators are actively looking for safe, effective, scalable tech solutions. They want to address existing priorities, unmet needs in teaching and learning. AI offers potential answers there.
Makes sense.
And second, equally important, is just how common AI is in our daily lives now. Students, teachers, they already use it constantly. Voice assistants, grammar checkers, recommendation engines.
Right, it's everywhere.
So it's only natural they start wondering, hey, how can these tools help in education?
Yeah, if it's helping everywhere else, why not the classroom? But that ubiquity you mentioned, it feels like, well, a double-edged sword. Potential is huge, but it brings serious risks too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Huge potential for personalization, adaptivity. But we also have to grapple with new risks.
Oh.
And they're significant. We're talking critical concerns like data privacy, security, the potential for algorithmic discrimination, biases creeping in, and frankly, the possibility of getting just inappropriate or plain wrong answers from these tools. It's a complex picture.
Okay, so how do we navigate that complexity? Is there like a guiding principle the Department of Education suggests to get the good and minimize the bad?
There is, and it's absolutely crucial. They call it humans in the loop AI. This principle basically mandates that people, humans, have to stay central to the whole process. Humans are involved in noticing patterns, figuring out what they mean, and critically making the major instructional decisions. The AI is the tool, it's not the decision maker.
Okay, so it's augmentation, not replacement.
Yeah.
The teacher stays, as they say, at the helm. Make the big calls using their professional judgment, and this seems key, being able to override the AI suggestions. That sounds like a really important safeguard. Keeps the quality, the human touch.
Exactly. It's fundamental.
All right, so with that foundation laid, let's get into the really exciting part, the game-changing benefits. I mean, the potential here feels genuinely transformative. What's one of the biggest shifts you see AI bringing?
Well, one of the most immediate, most impactful shifts is how AI is revolutionizing feedback and grading. Just imagine truly personalized, timely feedback delivered at scale. LearnWise and research from Huang et al. Back in 2023, they highlight this. AI can give immediate, specific feedback tailored to each student's needs, whether it's grammar, maybe argument structure, problem-solving steps. This really boosts student engagement and leads to better outcomes.
That is a game changer. I remember waiting weeks, literally weeks, for essay feedback. Instant specific feedback. Sounds revolutionary. Got any examples of this actually happening?
Oh, definitely. Digital Defined has some compelling ones, like the University of Michigan's eCoach. It offers personalized study advice tools, or Canterbury High School using an AI system for instant feedback on writing assignments. Apparently, it cuts turnaround time significantly.
Wow. And the real aha
Yeah.
for me here isn't just that it's faster grading, it's that it changes the teacher's role, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of hours on repetitive marking, they can be more like strategic coaches, focusing on the deeper stuff only humans can really grasp.
That's exactly it. And this directly impacts teacher workload, too.
Yeah, that.
Hugely. Automating those repetitive, data-heavy tasks, it frees up invaluable teacher time. LearnWise and Venter et al. In 2024, they report AI grading systems can speed up marking by like 80%.
80%.
Yeah. Think about Georgia Tech's Jill Watson, that AI teaching assistant famous for handling student FAQs, or Modern School in India using automated essay scoring. It frees up teachers for more one-on-one instruction, mentoring. We even saw on Reddit someone mention Quayo AI generating custom reading materials, lesson plans, and the Harris Federation in the UK using ChatGPT to adapt text for different age groups. Loads of examples.
Okay, so it saves time. What about consistency? Fairness in assessment. Can AI help there?
It seems so. Ellis, back in 2022, cited by LearnWise, explains AI can apply uniform criteria, reduces inconsistencies from human factors like fatigue or maybe subjective interpretation. This can promote inclusiveness, making sure grades are based purely on performance, not, other variables.
That's powerful. And it seems like it builds useful skills too, like AI feedback, prompting, reflection, analysis that encourages critical thinking, self-improvement, essential stuff for careers, as Wynn highlighted.
Absolutely. Key employability skills.
Okay, moving beyond feedback, how's AI really making personalized learning a reality, not just a buzzword?
It's doing it by truly meeting students where they are. That's the key difference. The U.S. Department of Ed and LearnWise both emphasize AI's ability to adapt content, pace, to individual student performance, their learning styles, building on strengths, addressing needs in a way that's just been really tough for one teacher to do alone for a whole class.
Yeah, that sounds like the dream for differentiation. Are we actually seeing this in real schools?
We are. Digital Define provides some great examples here, too. Newtown High School in Australia, they have this math pathway program, tailoring math education for each student. University of Sydney uses Smart Sparrow for adaptive learning pathways. And Singapore's Ministry of Education is even piloting similar systems nationally.
Wow. Okay, this sounds like it could be massive for inclusivity, too. Accessibility. How's AI helping students with diverse learning needs?
It's making really significant strides there. Consider the University of Alicante's Help Me See app for visually impaired students, or the Toronto District School Board implementing AI tools specifically for special education, adapting content, monitoring engagement for diverse needs. The U.S. Department of Ed also notes AI's potential for things like voice assistance for visual difficulties, or even real-time ASL to spoken English translation. That just opens up entirely new possibilities.
That's incredibly impactful, really life-changing stuff. And it's not just for traditional subjects, right? Can AI support more open-ended creative tasks too?
Yes, absolutely. Juilliard School has a music mentor giving real-time feedback on musical performance, helping students refine technique, interpretation, and École des Beaux-Arts has Artique, which analyzes student artworks, suggests historical context, artistic influences. It's really pushing beyond just logical or math tasks.
That's fascinating. Okay, shifting gears a bit. What about benefits outside the direct learning experience, like operational stuff, broader student support?
Yeah, looking at the practical side, AI can really streamline administration. The National University of Singapore, for example, uses AI to automate things like scheduling, course enrollment, frees up staff time from that kind of repetitive work.
So it's not just students and teachers, it's the whole system. the whole institution. And I've heard about AI identifying students who might be struggling proactively. That sounds powerful for retention.
That's a major benefit, yeah. AI systems can spot at-risk students early on, allows for targeted interventions, significantly improves success, retention rates. Ivy Tech Community College in Indiana, for instance, they actually reduced failure rates by identifying struggling students within just the first 2 weeks of a semester.
Wow, that early.
Yeah. The University of Melbourne, MIT, they've also deployed similar predictive analytics platforms pretty successfully.
Okay, and beyond academics, is AI offering wider support, like mental health, career guidance?
Indeed. The University of Toronto uses an AI-powered mental health chatbot, offers 247 emotional support, which is such a critical resource. University of Cincinnati employs AI for career counseling, helping students figure out their options. And for language learning, Beijing Language and Culture University has LinguaBot. It gives enhanced immersive practice with real-time feedback on pronunciation, vocabulary.
One application that really caught my eye was virtual experimentation, especially in STEM fields. Can you tell us more about how AI makes that work?
It's really innovative. The Technological Institute of Monterey has something called VirtuLab. It's basically AI-driven virtual lab platforms. They create these interactive environments for simulations, experiments. This means more students get hands-on experience, even with complex or expensive equipment, Without the physical limits or risks of a real lab, it kind of democratizes access to advanced science.
That's brilliant. Okay, so those benefits sound amazing. Huge potential, personalization, efficiency, broader support. But here's where we need to pump the brakes a bit and talk challenges. Because AI in education, it also comes with some significant pitfalls, critical considerations. What's one of the biggest ethical worries when we bring AI into the classroom?
Yeah, this is crucial. A critical challenge definitely revolves around ethics and algorithmic bias. AI tools can and often do inherit biases, or even amplify existing biases from their training data, maybe from the developers. This can lead to what's called algorithmic discrimination, unfair outcomes for certain student groups. LearnWise, the U.S. Depth of Ed, research by Baker and Hahn, they all highlight this risk.
Right, so the paradox is AI's power for personalization can also be its Achilles heel. It might amplify biases in the very systems meant to help individuals. And how does this idea of black box AI fit in?
That's another major concern. Transparency. Explainability. See, many AI systems are effectively black boxes. They make predictions, recommendations, but they can't explain why they reached that conclusion. As Diego Zapata Rivera put it in a Depth of Ed listening session, educators need AI that's inspectable, explainable, and overwritable. They need to understand the logic to trust the decisions.
That makes total sense.
If a student's flagged as at risk, teachers need to know how that conclusion was reached, right? Not just take the AI's word for it.
Exactly. If you can't see the why, it's hard to trust the what. And this reliance on data raises huge questions about privacy, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. AI's effectiveness often hinges on getting extensive, detailed student data, way beyond typical grades. Stuff like student activity with technology. This brings significant privacy concerns, especially with regulations like FERPA, GDPR, and just the potential for surveillance. Digital Define shared a kind of chilling example. Jinhua Shaoshan Primary School in China using AI-powered headbands to monitor student focus.
Headbands to monitor focus. Wow.
Yeah. Raises serious ethical questions about privacy, potential stress on kids.
Definitely alarming for many. Which brings us to another crucial point, the impact on critical thinking, human judgment. If AI gets so good at solving problems, is there a risk students just become overly reliant?
There's a very real risk of over-reliance, yes. Rahuni Melissa et al., along with Esmail et al. And Velova et al., they suggest easy access to AI can lead to dependency. It could hinder motivation for self-reflection, deep analysis, developing independent judgment. We saw a Reddit user, not a werewolf today, echo this, arguing against rushing into AI without fully understanding the long-term impact on student agency, thinking for themselves.
I can absolutely see that concern. If the AI always has the answer, maybe students don't build the muscle to find it themselves. And what about AI hallucinations? When it just makes stuff up. How does that play out in class?
It's a critical point. AI can hallucinate. It generates inaccurate, sometimes biased information. It happens. Rahuni Melissa et al. And the U.S. Depth of Ed stressed that students absolutely must be guided to critically evaluate, to verify AI-generated content. You can't just blindly trust it. Verification is key.
Okay. And the elephant in the classroom, especially for those of us who remember writing endless essays, academic integrity. How is generative AI messing with plagiarism? Authenticity.
Oh, this is a major headache for educators, particularly in subjects like English language arts. Rahuni Melissa et al., Susjak, they point this out. And a Reddit user, really a teacher 1973, was very blunt, basically saying, no, I can't and won't embrace it for students. Kids just aren't savvy enough. They use it to cheat and be lazy.
Oof, yeah.
It's a very real, pressing issue. How do you assess genuine learning now?
It's tough, really tough when you're trying to foster original thought. And on a more personal level, AI systems often miss the nuances, right? An IEP, an emotional issue.
Exactly. They lack that nuanced understanding of individual student context that human teachers have. This can lead to inappropriate recommendations from the AI, as the U.S. Depth of Ed emphasizes. A human teacher factors in a bad day, a learning disability, a home situation. AI just can't do that.
Right. Finally, let's talk about the teacher's experience. Challenges for educators. Workload. Control.
Well, there's a core tension there between teachers being in control of their classroom and, delegating tasks to these autonomous AI tools. Figure 8 in the U.S. Depth of Ed report actually visualizes this dilemma. Teachers need clear protocols for monitoring, getting alerts, and crucially, maintaining the ability to override AI decisions when needed.
And while AI promises time savings, I imagine there's a steep learning curve. Initial setup time.
Definitely. While AI can save time eventually, the initial effort to set up, tailor, integrate these tools, make them align with course goals, student needs, that can be significant. That upfront investment of time and resources needs to factor in.
And slightly concerning, too, is the potential for teacher surveillance, like with students. AI tools capturing data on teaching practices. Could they be used for monitoring? That raises concerns about teacher autonomy, privacy. Figure 9 in the report touches on this. It's a delicate balance. Accountability versus professional freedom.
It really is.
Okay. So we've laid out the incredible potential and the very real pitfalls. How do we move forward responsibly? What foundations do we need for ethical, equitable policies?
The U.S. Department of Education provides a pretty clear roadmap, actually. First, and this is non-negotiable, all considerations about AI tools have to center students and teachers. Humans must be involved in defining the goals, refining the models, using the tools. It reinforces that humans-in-the-loop idea we talked about.
So that need for teachers to monitor, understand, override, that's a core recommendation, not just optional.
Precisely. Recommendation number 1, in fact. We also need to align AI models to a shared vision for learning. This means AI has to fit our educational goals, align with research-based principles, equity, growth mindsets, social learning, and critically avoid narrowing what we value in learning, like creativity, critical discussion.
Things AI might struggle with. And strengthening trust seems absolutely paramount, given all the concerns.
It absolutely is. This involves transparency, how does the AI work, accountability, what happens when it goes wrong, robust data privacy, obviously, and ensuring there's always human recourse if there's a problem. That's another key recommendation from the department.
And what about the educators themselves, bringing them into the process?
Informing and involving educators is critical. Yes, prioritize teacher professional development. Give them the skills, the knowledge. But even more powerfully, it's about creating opportunities for teachers and even students to be co-designers of these AI systems.
Co-designers? That's interesting.
Yeah, empowering those on the front lines to help build the future tools they'll use. It's a powerful idea.
That collaborative approach feels key. The Department of Education also talks about addressing the long tail of learning. Can you unpack that? What does it mean and how does AI fit?
Right, the long tail. This highlights AI's unique potential to adapt to the really diverse strengths and needs of all learners. Think of it as moving beyond standardized approaches, what the report calls Zone 1, basically one size fits all towards highly adaptive, context-sensitive learning. That's Zone 3. This is where AI dynamically tailors content, pace, to individual student profiles, truly addressing neurodiversity, cultural backgrounds, different learning settings. It could be a genuine game changer for equity, for personalized growth.
That's a powerful vision, a truly inclusive education system.
Yeah.
So what are the key ingredients to make sure this vision actually happens in practice?
Well, the way forward really requires a strong call for collaborative design and robust research. It means interdisciplinary collaboration. Educators, technologists, policymakers, they have to work together. No single group has all the answers here.
And involving students in that design, not just as users, but innovators.
Exactly. The Department of Ed encourages co-design processes involving students in creating the next generation of AI-enabled edtech. And finally, we just need robust research and evaluation. We need to understand for whom and under what conditions AI systems actually produce benefits, and crucially, avoid negative outcomes.
Right.
Without that evidence, we're just, well, guessing.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, let's try to synthesize it. The immense potential, the critical responsibility. AI in education, it's clearly a powerful tool, capable of truly transforming how we learn, how we teach. It promises more personalization, maybe reduced burdens for educators, expanded opportunities for every student.
Mm-hmm. But, and it's a big but, this huge potential comes with significant responsibilities,
Right.
particularly around ethics, equity, preserving human judgment, human connection. The core takeaway, really, connecting back to the bigger picture, is that AI isn't here to replace the human element. It's here to augment it.
Right. The most effective future, it seems, lies in a thoughtful, human-centered approach. AI as a partner, empowering educators, enriching the learning experience.
Also,
So here's a final provocative thought for you to carry forward. AI probably won't replace teachers, but teachers who use AI effectively, they will reshape the future of learning for everyone. What new skills will you need to cultivate to navigate this evolving landscape, not just as a learner, but maybe as a guide, a critical thinker for yourself and your community, something to think about.